So, the first international break of the new season. I did do this video once already, but let's just say it went upside down, it went left, it went right. Let's just end that. So basically, new video, here we go. Let's try it again, shall we? Quick video for Sonny TV, Unfiltered, fantastic channel. Think everyone should go and subscribe to it. Fans like me, they get their opinion across, brilliant. So, first international break, Arsenal, Liverpool, Chelsea, Man United, City. How have we all done so far? Liverpool sit top, 4 games, 4 wins, and I think something like 11 plus goals, something like that. And then you've got City in second, Crystal Palace and Leicester third and fourth. That's not going to stay there, is it really? So, Arsenal, first 4 games, how do you think we've done? Newcastle away, opening day as well. New team, new manager, apparently. Well, new managers, I'm all about Arsenal here. New manager. He's had everything done, he's had his hair done, he's got proper glasses on now, he's had his teeth done. He looks like a new man. So, we get to Newcastle game. Everyone thought that we were going to lose that game. We came out, we won 1-0, and then we moved on to Burnley. Quite tough actually with Burnley, they put up a good fight. They exploited us in defence a few times, but I'm not surprised when you've got Monreal, Ainsley Nathan-Niles, and Socrates and David Luiz at the back. Totally different. It'll be totally different when Bellerin, Holding and Tierney are back. That I can guarantee you. I know that's going to be a massive upgrade for us. So, and then we go into the Liverpool game. Few fans actually saying that we're going to get smashed, we're going to get battered, Liverpool were going to annihilate us. One thing Liverpool fans did not understand is that for 40 minutes of that game, they could not get through our players. They could not get through our defence. Literally, they tried from the left, right. In the 25th minute, I think it was, 30th minute, they even tried going through our midfield. They still could not get through. And I sat there in the pub and I said, if Liverpool are going to score in this first half, and they will score because we'll shut off. It's going to be from a corner, a penalty or a set piece. Came from the corner, we're shocking at corners, in the back of the net, done. And then when we came out for the second half, I had every Liverpool fan, the Liverpool fans in the pub saying, we're going to turn you over now, we'll score about another 4 or 5 in second half, and I went, no you won't. So we got to the second half, David Luiz is already on a yellow card. David Luiz gets his yellow card for pulling back Salah. Don't know why he did it. If VAR's not in the game, I don't think that even gets spotted, to be honest. But anyway, gets the penalty, makes it 2-0. Then I've got Liverpool fans saying, here we go, this is where 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe even 7 are coming because you're shocking. Right then, we'll carry on. David Luiz chases Salah down the byline. Lets Salah go because he can't touch him in no way. He's already on the yellow card, and if he gets sent off, he's out of the North London derby. So David Luiz had to let Salah go there, in my opinion. Gets the ball, wraps it into the bottom corner, 3-0. Then what happens is Emery finally makes his changes. He brings Lucas Torreira on, and then instantly our midfield, with Ceballos, obviously, and then instantly makes our midfield. We actually started attacking Liverpool towards the end of the second half. We started playing more balls going out from the wide. Pepe was getting more joy down the right. Aubameyang up top, basically, and then Lacazette comes on. We got even more stronger. Lacazette hold-up play is fantastic. Brings everyone closer together. Pepe having the freedom of the right-hand side to do what he wants. And then we get the consolation goal. And that was a little warning that to other clubs, basically, that when we play Torreira in the midfield, when he's 100%, because he wasn't 100% at all. I could see in the Tottenham game, he was not 100% in that game at all. I don't care what anyone says. He still needs time. Pepe is probably only 60-70% fit at the minute and has already had Robertson, the best left-back in world football, on toast. Literally, Van Dijk, the best centre-back in the world. First player to get past him. I don't care if people think I'm claiming it as an achievement. Couldn't give a shit. It's his first full game of the Premier League and he's already done Van Dijk and Robertson in 45 minutes. Done, but enough. Then we moved on to Tottenham. And I thought the midfield in that game was wrong. I could see what Emery was trying to do. He was trying to pack the midfield with 3 defensive players in the midfield. And then with that defence, because our defence is shocking. And what he thought is if you put Xhaka and Torreira and Guendouzi in a 3, Tottenham would find it hard and struggle to get through us, to get to our defence. Problem is, Granit Xhaka was useless in the first half, didn't track back, didn't help out Torreira, or was literally isolated. Guendouzi tried to help Torreira, you can see he tried to help him. Totally not at all, literally. Tottenham carving us through. There should have been at least 3 or 4-0 up in that first half, in my reckoning. We're 2-0 down when it's a penalty. Don't know why he dives in like that, but that's what Granit Xhaka does. He's brain dead. Absolute brain dead, useless fucking footballer. 2-0, all of a sudden, and then Lacazette's goal brings it back to 2-1 just before half time. We needed that. We desperately needed that. Emery then at half time has finally worked out what Tottenham is trying to do and what Pochettino is trying to do. So then he makes changes halfway through the second half. He brings on Dani Ceballos. Instantly, Dani Ceballos gets the ball, literally creates stuff all over the place, frees up so much space for Guendouzi. Even Granit Xhaka in the second half does what Xhaka does best, and this is why Emery plays him, because he controls midfield, he picks them passes for our strikers to run onto, our wingers to run onto. That's what he does when he's given the freedom. So then basically we get towards the coming up to the end of the game, and Aubameyang makes it 2-1. Their defence completely switches off, and I'll get to Tottenham in a minute in the season. So their defence switches off, Aubameyang puts it in, and it's 2-2. Instantly, we don't even bother trying to play tippy-tappy football or anything. We're on the attack, we're breaking them down. Tottenham at this minute are like a fighter. They're like a boxer that's taking so many jabs. It's a little bit like Andy Ruiz and Joshua when you think about it. When Joshua was getting tagged constantly all the time and everyone was shocked, that's what Arsenal were doing to Tottenham. Tottenham could not live with us at all. They tried everything. They tried falling on floor, kicking the ball out for throw-ins all the time. They even tried diving as well to win stuff, to give themselves time so they could try and get themselves back in the game. We absolutely dominated that second half. I thought the winner that would have been 3-2 was a fantastic decision. He's offside. We all wanted VAR. Just because our decision didn't go the way, you have to deal with it. But we would have won that game comfortably if we played the same team that when we got the equaliser. We would have smashed them in the first half and we would have smashed them in the second half, because they are nowhere near as good as what they used to be. You look at Tottenham's team now, you look at Tottenham's team and you look at the 4 games they've played this season. Have they actually been good, Tottenham? No. They've been unorganised. The manager is on borrowed time, as I think, basically. Daniel Levy is basically trying to fix and make amends. You've got the squad that doesn't know if players are staying or going. You've got new players that are coming in and got no to even work with. Don't know, I thought Lo Celso was going to be fantastic for him, but he just looks like another Lamella to me. So then basically, you look at their game, first game for them, Aston Villa. Aston Villa dominated them for 45 minutes and should have been more than 1-0 up. Tottenham then, Christian Eriksen, who wants to leave. Christian Eriksen comes onto the pitch, instantly changes the game, absolutely changes the game. Takes all the pressure off Harry Kane and Ndombele and Lo Celso and lets them do what they do best. Ndombele in that second half must have thought he were back in France, because the freedom of the pitch he had was unbelievable. And Eriksen is so good at doing that. So good. So then you go on to Tottenham's next few games. You go to the City game. How they got out of that with a draw, I'll never know. Absolutely never know. They got absolutely dominated by City. I don't know how City only scored 2 goals. They should have scored at least 8. It was that bad. I can't remember the third game that they played, but they were shocking in that one. Oh, Newcastle. That's what I'm going to say. One thing I will say about Newcastle, right? You can say that Steve Bruce is the wrong person for the job. You can say that the players don't know what they're doing. They're not organised. Away to Tottenham, they got everyone behind the ball and they caught Spurs on the counter-attack. Once they did that, they sat back for 90 minutes and parked the bus. And this is what Newcastle are going to do to Liverpool. When Newcastle go to Liverpool, everyone's going to expect it to be a cricket score and everything. Totally different. If Newcastle can do that against Tottenham, they can do it against Liverpool. Because one thing Liverpool do not like is when you put 11 or 10 you put 10 players behind the ball and they have to break you down. Liverpool haven't got players to break anyone down. They rely on the front three on pace and counter-attack. So when Newcastle go there, you can quote me now. You can leave it in comments on his channel and anything and call me deluded or whatever. Newcastle will get a draw at Anfield. I'm saying it now. They will get a draw. And I'm not confident. I'm even going to put a bet on it when it happens. And I'll put the bet on Twitter as well for everyone to see. So basically that's what I think. Because Liverpool are still lacking 2 key areas. They're lacking a striker. They're relying too much on Salah, Firmino and Mane. They need a creative number 10 as well that can unlock defences, a little bit like a Christian Eriksen, a Mesut Ozil. That's what they need. Everything else, they're golden, to be honest, everywhere else. But they'll not win the league this year. I've had loads of people saying Liverpool will walk the league. They've won the first 4 games, they've scored so many goals and conceded less. Who cares? It's the first 4 games of the season. So that's Tottenham, in my opinion. And you look at Tottenham's squad as well, and players do not want to be there. You've got Christian Eriksen that is basically due to actually leave Tottenham next summer for free. But I think they'll try and get him out in January. And I think Christian Eriksen, a team like Manchester United, will probably come in for Eriksen because they can offer 55 million to Tottenham. Tottenham can't do nothing about it. Do you want to take 55 and have your best player move to a rival? Or do you want to be basically stupid and keep him and lose him for nothing? I would absolutely love it if Arsenal could go and sign Christian Eriksen. If Arsenal signed Christian Eriksen, that is Mesut Ozil's replacement done for me. Absolutely done for me. Even if, basically with Ceballos, you could even still keep Ceballos and have him as a Granit Xhaka replacement as well. So you'll have Torreira, Ceballos and Eriksen. This is what I would do. But then you're thinking, well, Lacazette, Aubameyang and Pepe as a 3, there's no balance or anything. That's why I think in January, Arsenal will go out and they will sign Dayot Upamecano, and I think we'll get Everton Suarez. Because Edu is now free to work at Arsenal. It's September, he's now working at Arsenal. So he can identify players from Brazil, anywhere, from South America. And that's what we're going at the minute, because those players will do anything to win a game. So say next season, Arsenal's whole squad is completely different. You've got Leno in goal, you've got Bellerin on the right back, you've got Upamecano and Saliba as your back 2 centre-backs, and you've got Kieran Tierney as your left back. That is the back 5 done for the next 10 years. Then you move on to midfield. You've got Torreira, Ceballos, Christian Eriksen. Unbelievable. Then you've got Pepe on the right, Everton on the left, and Lacazette up top. Where's Aubameyang? Aubameyang will be on the bench as an impact striker. When we have to go to teams away, like Everton or Brighton or anyone like that, you then take Pepe out and rest him, take Everton out and rest him, and you play Lacazette and Aubameyang up top together. It gives you a whole different dimension. Whole difference. So that's what I would do anyway. You look at Manchester United starts at season and you think, my God, these lot actually think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's the man for the job. I could understand them getting rid of players from Deadwood. I get that completely. But you have really fucked up this summer, Manchester United. You've strengthened your defence in Maguire and Wan-Bissaka. Daniel James is from Swansea from the Championship and is a really good player, but at the minute, Man United are relying on Dan James too much. Paul Pogba, at the minute, doesn't want to be there. We all know that. Doesn't want to be there. And he will probably force his way out in January, I think. He'll try and force his way out. If not, he'll go out in the summer. So you look at Manchester United and you think, right, they played Chelsea, they beat them 4-0. Totally different aspect on the game, that. Manchester United against Chelsea was shocking. They were absolutely shocking. Chelsea overran them in midfield. They were more not compact, but basically played the better football, chased and harassed them, basically that much. Man United, the only difference with that game is that Chelsea have got no strikers. They've got no creative in midfield either. They've got no creative in midfield. The difference is Rashford and Martial can find the back of the net. When you give them that much space, and technically we're like a one-on-one with Rashford, it's very rare he misses a one-on-one. But at the minute with Manchester United, it's looking bad for them. This is how bad Man United have fallen since Sir Alex Ferguson. They used to be 2-1 and 7-1 to win the league. This year, they are 40-1 to win the Premier League. Wow. Unbelievable. That's how bad they've fallen. So basically when you look at it, like with Wolves actually gave Manchester United too much respect in that first half. They allowed them to play the football. They allowed them to attack them. They got the one goal with Martial and then they came forward, but then Wolves basically in the second half came out as a totally different animal. Literally, if you attack this Manchester United team, you will destroy them. You will absolutely destroy them because they rely on Dan James on the wing, they rely on Paul Pogba in midfield, and they rely on Harry Maguire for 85 million price tag on top of his head for the defence. I thought against Crystal Palace were the better team. For the whole 90 minutes they were the better team. They should have been at least 2 or 3-0 up in first half. And that's at Old Trafford. So then you go to the second half, Dan James gets the equaliser and starts doing this celebration where he's looking up at everyone like what Lacazette did in the Emirates on Sunday. Didn't get why Dan James did that. Wow, you've made an equaliser against Crystal Palace. Not being funny, but Man United's squad, as bad as it is now, is actually better than Palace. Zaha did nothing in the game, completely nothing. Struggled to even get past, I think it was Young, or Short, I can't remember, one of them. Struggled to get past him. So many stupid trickery, trying to get in box and going nowhere. Pepe's already shown why he's a better player than Zaha, and he's been in Premier League for 2 bleeding games. So, and then basically, Man United caught him on counter-attack, done. That's Old Trafford then starts booing. They then move on to, what did they have on next? I can't even remember, to be honest. But like I said with Man United, I understand them getting rid of dead wood, I do. But they've absolutely kicked themselves in the teeth this summer. They needed 2 people in midfield, they needed a right winger, and they needed a striker. And possibly number 10. And January is going to come around, and what's going to happen is that you're going to see Mark Goldbridge, United stand, even Vance talking about it and saying, "Oh, United are going for Fernandes in January. Fernandes, why is Fernandes going to want to go to Man United? Seriously, why is he going to want to go to Manchester United? You are clearly at this minute a mid-table club. A mid-table club. And Man United, I've heard some of their legends from the bleeding, like Gary Neville and all the rest of them, and Paul Scholes, saying that they're 2 or 3 years away from challenging for a title. Are you fuck? No chance. You are nowhere near for a title. You're about 10 years behind Liverpool and City. You're 2 years behind us. Unbelievable. And what is happening with Man United is the exact same thing that's going to happen with Tottenham. Vertonghen doesn't want to be there. Christian Eriksen doesn't want to be there. Toby's not getting any younger, so he's going to want to replace him. So that's 2 centre-backs for Tottenham that need replacing. Davison Sanchez is not good enough. Looks like a headless chicken. You've got Aurier that wants out and refusing to play games. You've got, who else is there? You've got Harry Kane that says that he'll never leave or anything like that. If Harry Kane leaves Tottenham, the team that he should go to is Manchester City. And he will be Sergio Aguero's replacement. And he will break Alan Shearer's record if that happens. And then you've got Son as well. You think Son is going to stay there for the next 2 years if you're not winning any trophies? Bullshit. And one thing I will say to Arsenal, right? We've seen what you've done with Pepe, how you brought Pepe in. We've seen you brought Tini in. We've even got Dani Ceballos on loan. He'll probably go back, but we've got him on loan at the minute. We've got the recruitment team to do anything. In January, send Ozil to America. Goodbye. DC United, thanks for everything. I've absolutely loved watching Ozil over the years, but I know his time at Arsenal's done. It is, I'm sorry, it's done. I still think he can come on though and unlock defences, basically like Ceballos does. But I still think he's gone. Perfect replacement for Arsenal. Christian Eriksen. Go and get him. You could easily, in January, go and get Eriksen, and Tottenham can't do nothing about it. They can be idiots and they can block it. And they can say, no, we're not getting him Arsenal. Oh, well, what we'll do then, Eriksen, just stay for the season and we'll sign you in summer for free. And then it's made Tottenham look even more mugs. Because we could easily have said to them, we'll give you 40, 45, 50 million for Eriksen. And if they say no, you just go, right, fair enough. You leave it. Eriksen knows Arsenal want him. I'm saying if this happens. So Eriksen will know that Arsenal want him. He can see the progress with Arsenal. He can see our strike force is better. He can see our midfield is more creative than theirs. It's going to get stronger. We'll definitely strengthen in January. Josh has already said that. It's one thing with Josh Kroenke. I know with Ivan Gazidis, he's saying all the same things that Ivan Gazidis says. Difference is, I believe Josh. Josh was even at the Emirates on Sunday for the derby. He was even there. I don't care where Stan is. Couldn't care. Couldn't care if Stan's in a retirement home. It's got nothing to do with Arsenal. Josh cares more about Arsenal because he's been here longer. He understands it. That's why Sinelli and Edu have got such a fantastic chemistry, and Emery. So basically you go on to Eriksen and you go, right, well, if we can't get you in January, we'll get you in summer for free and we'll give you a nice big signing on fee. Instantly, you've replaced Ozil for Christian Eriksen. Instantly, we are already better in midfield and strike force and we're already balanced, especially if we get someone like Everton Suarez on the left. So then, like I was saying with Man United, they can come out with everything that, oh, well, we want this player, and we want that player, and we want this player. I can't believe these idiots still think Solskjaer's the man for the job. Really? Really? Unbelievable. I thought form were going to fall then. So, we're into international break now. I'll be glad when these 2 weeks are done because I hate it. Absolutely hate it. But one thing with Watford away when we come back to the Premier League, I expect Holding, Bellerin and Tierney to be on the bench. Not expect, but I think they'll be on the bench. And I expect them to start against Aston Villa at home. I expect all three to make their debuts this season against Aston Villa. And what you can see with Jose and what he's saying basically is that when Pepe and Aubameyang are on the wing, they've got nobody overlapping to take the defender away, to give them space to get into the box or have someone to cross it in. Kieran Tierney is going to be signing of the season. I'm saying it now. Kieran Tierney will be signing of the season. That guy, every rival fan is going to look at Kieran Tierney and look at Arsenal and go, 25 million they paid for him. 25 million. Because let's be honest, when David Moyes was at Man United, he wanted to bring in Kieran Tierney. He wanted to bring Kieran Tierney to Manchester United. He also wanted to bring Harry Maguire for 4 million from Hull City. Man United could have saved 81 million. Is that down to Glazers? No, that's down to Ed Woodward and your recruitment team. That's nothing to do with Glazers. So anyway, like I was saying, Bellerin and Tierney bombing down the sides. They give another advantage to Aubameyang and Pepe. They can either cut in and go for goal, or they can basically take the defender away, or the defender's going to go and have to watch Tierney or Bellerin running past them, basically crossing the ball in. It just gives us a whole new dimension. You then get to Rob Holding at the back. When we went 22 games unbeaten with Rob Holding, we weren't getting dominated in defence because it was organised. The only problem we had was Mustafi and Socrates that were rash and making stupid tackles for no reason. Rob Holding is fantastic at bringing the ball out. Literally, Holding will bring the ball out, so that you look at our defence then, when Tierney, Rob Holding and Bellerin are back. All four of them can play out from the back. Leno can play out from the back. Bellerin can play out from the back. Tierney can play out from the back. Holding can play out from the back. And David Luiz is fantastic in a free at playing out from the back. That instantly, it doesn't make us legit or make us fantastic, but it makes us better than Monreal, Ainsley Nathan-Niles, Socrates, Mustafi over the years, and Lichtsteiner. Unbelievable. This is the difference. I understand that Arsenal fans have got an opinion. They may not like the manager. They may think the manager's the wrong person for the job. This is why I back Unai Emery. If he doesn't get top 4 this season and doesn't get Champions League football, then you've got to start asking questions. Because he has everything now this season at his disposal. Man United are on the downfall and they're going to get even worse. I put a tweet out yesterday and I tagged Terry in this as well, Terry Furious. And I said Sheffield United will finish above Manchester United. Surprised I had no people send me messages or death threats or laugh, to be honest. But you look at Sheffield United's team, they're organised, they know what they're doing on the pitch, they have an absolute elite manager. I don't care what he's won. I don't mean he's elite for what he's won. He's an elite manager for on the pitch and this. Chris Wilder is a fantastic manager. And if Sheffield United did get relegated this season, I think he'd be off. Because I'm not saying he's better than Sheffield United, but he's going to be an unbelievable manager. But United won't get relegated. They are not getting relegated this season. Unless there's a fallout with Wilder and the players. I can't see it. The way they came back against Chelsea at Stamford Bridge, wow. It's only what Man United and Chelsea can only dream of. Same as they're all mocking us for being 2-0 down to Tottenham. I'd like to see Man United or Chelsea make that sort of a comeback. And don't put Norwich in there, because that's not a comeback. Don't put Norwich in there at all. Man United and Norwich, completely different. Tottenham and Norwich, completely different. And that's the advantage we have. So, we're going to the international break. I'll be glad when it's over and done with. But when we come back after the international break, I expect Arsenal to beat Watford. I do. I expect us to beat Watford. I expect us to beat Aston Villa at home. And I also expect us to beat Man United at Old Trafford. And you can say that, Man United always turn up though for a big game. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But one thing I